Hi, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the live talk of the School of Health Sciences. I am Dr. Yenny, your moderator today, and together with me, we also have Dr. Shabala, who is the Program Director of Biomedical Sciences. Okay, next, maybe we move on to the housekeeping rules, right? So we have actually muted the microphone for all the attendees. So for questions and feedback, please use the Q&A panel. This live webinar will be recorded. So if you will want to have a record of this, then please view it from our Facebook as well as the Instagram. Thank you. So before we start our student forum, perhaps we'll give a brief overview of these two programs on biomedical sciences and medical biotechnology. So I would like to invite Dr. Shamala, the PD for the BM, okay, to walk us through, okay, what is biomedical sciences about?
Thank you, Dr. Yanni. Yeah, good evening, everyone. So today I'd like to introduce the Bachelor of Science Honours in Biomedical Science at IMU University. So basically, let's to start with what is biomedical science. It's a study of human health and disease through laboratory-based investigation. So it basically combines biology, medicine, technology to understand disease mechanism, develop diagnostic tools, and also improve healthcare outcome. So as biomedical science student, you will gain knowledge and practical skills in key areas such as microbiology, molecular biology, genetics, clinical biochemistry, histopathology, cytology, hematology, bioinformatics, genomics, and also research methodology. So these skills basically preparing the graduates to work in both healthcare and research environment. Biomedical scientists help to diagnose diseases accurately, understand disease mechanism, support drug discovery, and also contribute to public health improvement. The program is designed to be industry relevant and include 5 long semester, 1 short semester, and you also have diagnostic and industry internship all completed within the duration of 3 years. Graduate can pursue diverse careers such as clinical laboratory scientist, research scientist, embryologist, quality assurance officer, clinical research associate, regulatory affair executive, product specialist, and also insurance claim assessor. IMU also offer valuable internship opportunity with leading healthcare and industry partners. And what makes IMU unique is that the program is IBMS accredited, this is from UK, and MAHPC, this is Malaysian Allied Health Professional Council, recognized. So it is both globally and locally recognized. In summary, biomedical science at IMU is ideal for students who are passionate about science, healthcare, research, and innovation, and who aspire to make meaningful impact on human health and also the future of medicine. Now we can hear from Dr. Yanni on medical biotechnology.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Shamala. So to begin with, maybe I will just explain the terms biotechnology. Basically, biotechnology is the use of living organisms and advanced technology to improve health, treat diseases, and advance medicine. So this will include applications such as treating the incurable diseases, making medicine more personalized, detecting illnesses earlier, reducing hospital stays, and even replacing failing organs in the future. Sounds interesting, isn't it? So what will students actually gain from this program? For the students, you will definitely build some strong technical foundations in areas such as gene and genome manipulation, the cell culture techniques, bioinformatics and artificial intelligence, bioprocessing, omics technologies, as well as science communications. So these skills will ensure our graduates are well prepared for both the research as well as the industry settings. Okay. So in terms of career opportunities, if you can see from my slides here, so our MB graduates can actually pursue diverse pathways. So this will include academia and research and development, quality assurance and regulatory affairs, as well as business development and entrepreneurship. This will make the program actually versatile and relevant across both scientific and commercial sectors. And students will also gain valuable industry exposure through our internships, which is carefully designed for a total of 24 weeks, with opportunities in biotechnology companies, such as what we have listed here, okay, research centers and healthcare related industries. So these experiences will definitely bridge the students from their classroom learning to a real world application. So our program is an honors degree, includes 5 long semesters, 2 short semesters, and a 24 weeks industrial training period. So that will be totaling up to 3 years, okay, to ensure a balanced combination of academic learning and hands-on experience. So finally, feedback from our graduates actually highlights a strong learning experience supportive lecturers and an engaging curriculum that prepares them well for their careers, right? Okay. So in conclusion, basically these programs equip students not only with scientific knowledge, but also with practical and professional skills to thrive in the rapidly evolving field of the biotech. Okay, so without any further ado, after both our program introduction, probably our viewers here, our listeners here will be thinking, so what is the differences between these two programs, right? So maybe Dr. Shamala, do you want to bring us through first?
Yeah, so let's begin with biomedical science. So the first point here, how to differentiate between medical biotech. So biomedical science focuses on understanding how diseases are detected, diagnosed, and also monitored through laboratory investigation. So this includes the blood testing, disease investigation, and also diagnostic laboratory services. How about medical biotech, Dr. Yani?
Yeah, so meanwhile in MB, basically we ask the questions on how can technology help improve the healthcare in the future. Some of the techniques or the field that we venture into will be like DNA technology, genetic engineering, and as well as some biotech innovation. Uh, all in all, we ask a simple questions on how can we actually better technology or the treatment for a particular disease. Okay, instead of asking why, we ask how. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So medical biotech, they often ask how. Okay, so our central question for biomedical science usually, why is this patient sick? Okay, so and usually to answer the question, the student develop a deep understanding on the causes, mechanisms, and also progression of the human diseases. So basically, the program places a strong emphasis on clinical laboratory sciences, diseases diagnostic, and also application of laboratory finding to support healthcare decision making. So we can see here from Dr. Yani for medical biotech.
So for us, it's much more, we are very much different because we focus more on the technology, the research behind, and also the future medical innovations. So we have a stronger emphasis on developing new technologies and solutions. For example, like the CRISPR-Cas9, okay, RNA silencing, all these are part of biotechnology, I would say. Yeah.
That's
Mm.
interesting. So biomedical science is particularly well suited for students who are passionate about healthcare, disease investigation, and laboratory-based diagnostics, right? So where can they work, right? So graduate can pursue career in diagnostic and clinical laboratories, hospital, clinical research organization, public health agency, and also quality assurance sectors.
Mm. So meanwhile, for MB, it is more suitable for students who are interested in research, definitely, innovation and emerging technologies. So some career pathway that may involve includes, but not limited to biotech companies, research and industry. Yeah. Okay. Right. So I believe for now, everyone is eager to begin. So without any further ado, let us start our student forum. So before that, I would of course like to introduce our student panel members here. Obviously, they've been waiting for quite some time already. So we have Miss Coco, okay, Dong Pong Tong Coco from MB124. Okay, we have Stevelyn Lee Jasin from BM123. We have Shivani from MB124 and Darshan from BM123. Yeah. So just a quick reminder before we start to the audience that you can actually post your questions anytime through the Q&A panel. And of course, and highly encourage you to participate and engage with our student panelists here today, right? So yes, to kick off this discussion, I would like to invite Dr. Shamala to post the first questions to them. Okay, maybe one of the more frequently asked questions to our student panel.
Okay, sure. So let me throw the first question. Yeah. So
Students
what
need
make
milk.
so what make you guys to choose this program, be it biomed or biotech? So why you choose this particular program and why IMU specifically? So who want to take this question?
I can go first. Okay,
Yeah,
Okay, so
Stephanie.
hi everyone. I'm from Biomed. Okay, so actually this is a very interesting and good question for me. I'm always asked about this. So why I choose biomed was firstly because during my high school time, I was like very interested in doing the practical. Like the practicals are always fun and also helps me to like understand the theory that I'm studying easier. So that's why I have like interest in okay, I want to do something in a lab setting. And then, because myself, I'm also a person with like allergies to medication. So then it comes into my mind like, okay, so how does like my body immune system works? Like how does this allergy happen? How my body fights the infection? And it goes on until like, okay, how can I treat cancer? Is there maybe a chance in the future I can maybe find out a way to treat cancer? So then when I was searching this in Google and everything, and then it leads me to this field called biomedical science. Okay, that's why I'm interested in biomed. And then when I'm searching to which uni I'm going, I go to university fairs, right? So in this university fair, I can see that biomed in IMU is very like medical oriented, meaning that the campus itself, it has a lot of healthcare professionals like doctors, visual doctors, dentists, and everyone that are in the medical profession. So it made me feel like, oh, this is a very nice environment to study, like, knowing medical people, knowing what other healthcares do. And when I look at the syllabus, I can see that IMU syllabus is the only one that actually teaches us on like anatomy and organ system. And I believe strongly that these, like knowing all this knowledge, actually help us understand more on how our body works. And to add on, the interesting module is also an animal experimentation module where we can actually do experiments on mice, like the white mice that you guys see. So I was like feeling like, oh, this is a very interesting thing that I can get my hands on. So that's why I choose biomed and why I choose IMU specifically.
Oh, that's so good to know. Yeah, so yeah, our unique point, just to add on like what Stevelin has says, we actually have organ system modules where many other university they don't have that. So that is our greatest selling point because that makes you to understand like how the system works and how it goes wrong, right? And yeah, animal experimentation, usually the student really enjoy playing with the mice before dissect them. Okay. So yeah, can we hear from medical biotech then?
Um, Good evening,
Yes, Shiva.
everyone. Hi, Dr. Shamala. Hello, everyone. I'm Shivani, and I'm currently studying in short SEM 1, which is in third year right now. So to answer this question, we have to go back like 2 or 3 years ago when I was doing my FIS in IMU. Because when I was thinking of my degree course, I was thinking like psychology, I was thinking of chiropractic and all that. Honestly, medical biotech was the last in my mind. I didn't give much thought. But that was up until my third sem in FIS, where in biology then, in our module, we learned about um, PCR microarrays and these DNA recombinant techniques that they taught us in biology. And that those topics that are usually taught in medical biotech really stood out to me. Like when I was studying it during the lecture time, it really I grasped the concept. Like I was in my state of flow. And then I was able to teach my friend as well, and she was able to capture it so fast. I don't know if it's because of my teaching skills or it's yeah. So that's when I realized I was able to do something like biotech was meant for me because it purely came out from my passion. And then why I chose IMU is because I was researching on which university to go to. And then I looked up for like in IMU, and then I found out that it has QS 5-star ranking, and as well as it holds a really prestigious position globally and locally. They also put so much of emphasis on practical and research-based learning, skills. They also like give us opportunities beyond our campus. They let us go on field trips and visit Malaysian national university institutions and all that. So it's really fun. But it's not that easy though. It is quite hard. But I'm really, really having fun with my course because I really love it. And my faculty, lecturers, they're all amazing. So that basically sums up.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Shivani. That's very wonderful to hear. And it's good to know that, from discovering your passion and then finding the right program to pursue. I think that's a very nice thing. And I really hope you will continue to enjoy the program towards the end. Okay. Yeah, so maybe the next questions from me, probably. Yeah, from me, obviously. So what opportunity, okay, or exposure that you are most grateful for so far in your program? Yeah. Maybe anyone from maybe Coco?
Uh,
Can I go first?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Coco and I'm from Medical Biotech.
Mm.
So, opportunity or exposure that I feel grateful so far is that in this program, besides the hands-on laboratory session, we also had opportunity to visit like the biotech related companies or organizations such as we went to Neoscience, Pendorf, Jabatan Kimia Malaysia, which actually helped us to understand how biotech is applied in different industry beyond the classroom. And we even had a class hiking trip to Port Dickson, which was a really good opportunity to bond with our lecturers and classmates outside academics. And one of my favorite experience was visiting a winery and we learned how biotech is involved in fermentation and food production. It was really interesting because it showed how biotech isn't limited to only healthcare or research, but also present in industry we may not immediately think about. And I also really appreciate um, the close-knit environment in our program because our class size is relatively small compared to the other program. Our lecturers, they actually knows us personally and they're always willing to provide guidance. And we also have very strong senior junior culture. Like our seniors are always willing to share their experience and advice, and us as a senior now, we will also have a close relationship with our juniors. So this is what I think is good lah.
Yes, thank you, Coco. Yeah, I believe the small class size actually really build a very strong academic support and meaningful friendships within the cohort. But why not we hear from Darshan as well from BM? Darshan, I would like
ah,
to hear from you as well. Yeah.
thank you for the question. I think for me, the best part is how early we get pushed out of the classroom and into the real world. Almost every semester, we have field visits to like hospitals or even the National Blood Bank to see like healthcare workers in action. Just the same as what Shivani mentioned. During one of the trips to Pantai Hospital during my semester three, my friend and I we actually reached out to the lab manager there and asked if we could shadow them during our semester break. Fortunately, we they let us do a 3 week mini internship and it was a really eye-opening experience. They treated us like real team members, so a lot of hands-on, a lot of things we got to do. And a huge highlight for me was being able to watch a pathologist in action, where they examine and prepare organ samples for microscope viewing later. But like my most favorite part during the 3 week mini internship was actually getting the chance to sit in a tumor board meeting. It's actually a medical meeting where surgeons, pathologists, many different doctors, they sit together, they work as a big team to figure out complex cancer cases, just to find an answer that is most that gives the most efficient and best care to their patient. And seeing them in action was actually really amazing as a student. And having that kind of exposure at a really early stage, it actually built a lot of my confidence now. It prepared me for my clinical internship at UMMC, and it even gave me the courage to take on a research attachment that I'm currently doing here in Japan. I'm just really grateful the program gave us these stepping stones from the start, from very early on. Yep.
Yes, sorry. Yeah, thank you, Dasha. I feel it's always great, to hear from students on how early how the program actually prepare you all, okay, from the clinical exposure as well as the real world experiences. And towards the end, all in all is to build students' confidence, okay, and shaping your journey, right, for the future. So what about maybe another questions from me? Okay, so what's the coolest or most memorable things that you have done so far? Yeah. Anyone who wants to pick up these questions?
Can I share a bit
Yes, yes,
of
sure, sure,
the yeah.
sure.
So one of the coolest experience for me has is that I've been serving as the vice president of the scholars committee,
Mm,
and this role pushed me out of my comfort zone because it involved organizing events, work with different people, leading a team. Looking back, I never expected myself to take on a leadership position when I first entered university. So it's something I'm really grateful for. It taught me that university isn't just about academics, but also about your personal growth, developing soft skills. But academically, we had a forensic workshop. This workshop was definitely one of my most memorable experience. We got to participate in a mock crime scene investigation, and we used scientific technique to uncover what happened. Honestly, it felt a bit like stepping into a crime drama, except we were the ones that is collecting and analyzing the evidence. But here, I won't give too much of the spoilers. If you really want to know how it goes, you have to join biotech and experience it yourself.
thank you, Coco. But yeah, actually, that kind of a simulation, basically, it shows students how biotech actually extends far beyond the traditional lab work, and by incorporating the real world applications like forensic science. Yeah, it is something very interesting. I will agree with that. What about Stephen? Anything in
Oh,
BM? Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so when I'm asked about like, what's my coolest or most memorable memory I have, it's actually a lot. Okay, so the reason why it's a lot, it's because like in our IMU community, our biomed community, there's a lot of opportunities that are given by our lecturers and like everywhere around the school. So I was able to get to go to like, national conferences, participate in competitions and etc. But if I were to say the coolest one, would be to be in a podcast team. Okay, so in biomed, we have this society called IMU Society of Biomedical Science, and I was part of the podcast team in this society. And it was very, very fortunate enough that I was able to get a chance to interview and also talk to industry leaders. And by saying industry leaders, they are like the CEOs and like very influential persons. And the way that we were able to like like talk to them or like even invite them to come was because one of the CEO is actually our GTP partner, a graduate trainee program that's provided in IMU, and this Dr. Rebecca Tay is a CEO of the Beacon Precision Diagnostic in Malaysia. So I was able to interview, talk with her, get to know how she built up her company, what was her passion and idea. So it's very interesting. And aside from like a CEO, a very, very special person was actually uh, the former Director General of Health Science in the Malaysian Armed Force. And this is a very rare opportunity where you get to invite someone in the military itself to come and like join your podcast and talk to you. So he was very nice, a very nice person to talk with, and it was very interesting to know how healthcare actually works in the military as well. And not to spoil you guys also, but if you guys like to know more about their stories, you guys can always go to YouTube and search Biomedcast and you can watch all our podcast video there. So these are like the cool and memorable memories that I have from like my time in biomed actually. And it actually somehow paves my mindset on how I should approach my career and my future direction as well. So it's very cool one.
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much, Steveline. Wonderful experience, engaging with industry's leaders and gaining the insights from them. Yeah, so to those who were actually asking about GTP, is basically stands for Graduate Trainee Program. So we have for both programs, we have a list of GTP partners, okay, where our students can actually opt to intern at their at the workplace, okay, so that the first job opportunity is actually open to them, lor. Yeah, okay, so that is GTP. Right. Any besides, I don't want to keep asking questions. Maybe I pass back the floor to Dr. Shamala.
Yeah, I'm waiting. Okay,
Yeah.
so talking a lot on about the programs and memorable things and all, right? So can we divert a bit to how the future career takes us, right? So basically, guys, what excites you the most about the future career opportunity in your particular field? Who want to take that question?
Maybe I'd like to answer this.
Yes, Darshan.
Okay, thank you for the question. What excites me most is how versatile the biomed degree is. Because to me, from what I've learned, that biomedical science isn't just a single narrow path. For example, my favorite subjects are histopathology and cytopathology. It's like what Dr. Shamala mentioned earlier. And you can definitely build a whole career just by doing that, just by studying that. But it's also a great stepping stone. My personal dream is to eventually become a pulmonology specialist, and having this real deep understanding of how these diseases work at a cellular level, it makes that kind of jump possible. It gives you a massive toolkit to enter different fields, many different fields, whether it's hospital labs, research centers, or even the corporate side of healthcare. Most importantly, the degree helps you just to get the starting line of your career, to truly progress and climb up the ladder. In whatever path you choose, you must put in the time to gain real world experience. And you'll often need to pick up additional certifications or further studies along the way. Yep.
Yeah, thank you, Darshan. So
Thank
that's
you.
our selling point. We usually tell that biomedical science don't ended up in lab all the time, you know. So the program is definitely versatile and you can venture more than just being in the lab, just like how I've stated earlier. So I want to hear from Medical Biotech what you guys can plan for.
Doctor, I would like to answer, yeah.
Yeah, Shivan.
Yeah. So right now, as I'm currently studying medical biotech, what excites me most about the future career opportunities are basically just like what Darshan mentioned just now. It is really diverse, and there are many fields that we can explore. So like throughout my studies at IMU, we were exposed, we are exposing being exposed to many areas such as stem cell researching, forensic science, like what Coco mentioned earlier, bioinformatics, even radiobiology and winery, which is very cool. So these experiences, right, really show me how broad and impactful the field medical biotech really is, especially in Malaysia. All right. So currently, right now, since we have been exposed to these areas, I'm looking forward to working in winery and bioinformatics. Yeah, so because we can really see how it is being revolutionized to improve the medicines for people who are having diseases like cancers and all that. And even I got to know that products like algae and spirulina and all these, spirulina is algae, but other medicinal plants, we can use these to, curb diabetes problems or even aging treatments and other health issues that people face in daily life. And like what I said, winery, we can learn a lot about using enzymes, particular enzymes. We learn about how they work, their mechanisms are to improve the quality of, let's say, wine or any fermentation needs foods. Yeah. So I of course I can't be jack of all trades. We have to definitely choose a path. But I believe by the end of this sem, I'll be able to choose a path soon enough. But like what Dr. Yenny explained about IMU GTP program, right? Since I'll be going I'll be going to internship process in a while, in a year actually. I will be able to apply to one what do you call it, company through this GTP program, and from there, if I were to see if my values, my working skills align with the company's, regulations and rules, I think I'll be able to like continue working there, and yeah. But like
Yeah.
I said, this field is constantly evolving, it's everlasting actually. So I look forward to contributing something meaningful while I grow as a scientist. Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. Yeah, I think the program managed to give diverse research experience. I think that's the highlight. Yeah, so fantastic. Well done to Dr. Yenny and the team. Okay, so can we go to the next question? Yeah, so if let's say I want you all to describe in one word about your program, what would that be? And then you can give a brief explanation for that. Who want to start first, guys? One word, just one word.
I can start
Okay,
first.
yeah, Steven.
Okay, so I'm thinking of a word called transformative. Okay, so why I want to say it's a transformative is because um throughout my year in like 3 years in biomed, I can see a difference between when I was in year one where I know nothing about like how my body works, okay, what does my medical lab results says, like what are the abnormal parts about my body. And when I'm like studying throughout this course, I realized that slowly I get to know like why I feel this way, why my body fight my infection this way. So it transformed my mind into a mind that can understand scientific knowledge in a very good way. So I feel it's a very transformative feeling and a very transformative program as well. Yeah.
Can we move to the next? It's so good to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll answer next. Yeah,
Okay.
Dr.
Ready.
Jamli.
From
Okay.
transformative to what's your word
Oh,
then?
my word would be colorful. And I really
Wow,
hope you guys
colorful.
know what it means. Colorful as in, okay, colorful as in, medical biotech, like I said, there are many fields, right? So not just many fields, but it is also color coded. So color coded classification system exists within medical biotech. So let's say if there's white color, white is used for industrial biotechnology, and green is for agriculture, red is for like medicinal and healthcare system, and more colors actually. So that's what I meant by colorful.
Okay, that's interesting. So from colorful, Darshan, can I hear from you? What would be
Um,
your word then?
I think for me, it's the first thing comes to mind will be launchpad.
Wow, that's interesting.
So
Okay, tell us more about that.
yeah, assuming I'm a rocket. So a lot of times people think picking a degree means you're locked into one specific job for the rest of your life. But biomed is the exact opposite, like what we discussed earlier. It doesn't box you in, it gives you the foundation and the momentum to shoot off to whatever direction you want. For example, the program launched me into real hospital lab internship during semester three. It launched me into a research internship here in Japan. Eventually, hopefully, it launches me further into my studies to become a pulmonologist in the future. Yes, it's not the final destination, but it's like the perfect base to get you ready for your dream in the future.
May you be the product that you wanted to launch, yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's nice. Coco,
If I can only use one word to describe
uh-huh.
biotech, it will be innovative. Because
Innovative.
yeah, biotech is a field that is constantly evolving. So we're learning about technologies that have the potential to solve real world problems and shape the future. So which is why I think innovative would be the best word to describe biotech.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things to do with discovery, right? Yeah, that's fantastic, guys. Dr. Yanni, can we have some questions from the chat before we move on?
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe
Oh,
maybe we have a few questions from the chat here. Maybe we start with the First one, does biotechnology really have a future in Malaysia? Any students would like to take up these questions before I answer? What do you think, since you are biotech students? Do you see a future in yourself?
Okay, I will answer for that.
Okay.
First of all, looking at Malaysia, right? We have uh we have so many natural resources here. We have really wide spaces of forests, and we have beautiful, mountains, and yeah. So we can basically, medical biotech is hugely focuses on other organisms, and the way how we curate these organisms to produce another product to
Mm,
help with diseases like I mentioned just now, to come up with new technologies.
mm,
And yeah, so we can, in Malaysia, we can use up this opportunity that we have naturally, these resources that we already have. We can collect these samples because currently the samples are being used by scientists abroad. They're not being used by Malaysians, they're being used mainly by, Japanese scientists. And also they come down here and they take up our sample, and they, you know, uh, do research based on it and stuff. So in that way, I feel like Malaysia really has a demand there. Like I said, they stem cell, like engineering, yeah, like STEM, what do you call gene editing? Yes,
mm.
I think it is really blooming right now. So
Yes,
with these
thanks.
organisms, we can
Mm.
really sample.
Thanks, Shivani. Yeah, perhaps I can elaborate more, right? So, well, first thing first, definitely you have a future, okay, in Malaysia. But maybe we will look into the more applied and the industry-driven biotech, okay, rather than, what we say, like academic or lab-based. Basically, in Malaysia, we do have a few key organizations that actually supporting the biotech initiative. Okay, for instance, the Malaysian Bioeconomy Development Corporation, the palm oil, MADI. Okay, so of course, in the job market, competitiveness is definitely there, right? And probably if let's say you want to compare to overseas, then the hub may be smaller, but it is still there. Like as I mentioned, all the key organizations that are supporting the field it is in here, Malaysia. Okay, so I would also like to let all the participants here to know that I'm just a reality check. There's no like pure lab researcher, but mainly you will enter into a more application based role. Okay, like QA/QC. Regulatory affairs, clinical research, sales, technical support. All in all, it works around the lab and research, but it can be in a very, very diverse role lor. So all in all, maybe we just say that the growth potential is there, okay, but the success of someone who took up biotech will very much depends on your own specialization and the skills that you develop over time, right? I think
Okay, so
yeah. Mm,
so Dr. Yani, I will carry on with other questions, yeah.
mm, 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 mm.
So can someone who graduate from diploma medical and health sciences pursue a degree in biomedical science? Yes, obviously. So we have to check on the requirement. So that depends on which qualification that you are coming from. So we'll share on the requirement later. Our team can get back to you. We will also show on the brochures later for you all to check on, yeah. And what is the difference between study in biomedicine in Malaysia and twinning program in Australia? Obviously, some people are going for partner uni track because they wanting international experience. But studying in local track is not less at all, okay? Because we are also IBMS UK accredited. That shows that we are internationally recognized, right? And our program is actually very, very comprehensive. So if you compare with Australia or what, so it's just that people think it's international exposure, but doing it locally, we also have outbound mobility program where during the industry internship, most of our students travel overseas to their attachment in research university or institute. Right, so the exposure is there. It's just the preference of students. Sometimes they want to do it locally, or they want to end up with partner uni, right? Okay, so Darshan, you want to answer that, Darshan? You want to add on anything on the twinning opportunity to university for both? No, I mean studying in
The
local track and
difference.
also partner uni track. Yes.
So I
So
think,
Darshan is going for local track. Yes.
yeah. So I'm doing a local track. I'm studying here in Malaysia, and so I don't think you would notice a big difference. At the end of the day, the core concepts of your medical biology knowledge will be there. Your diagnostic concept, like the foundation, will definitely be there. The only thing that may be different is your environment or the structure of the module that you learn. So at the end of the day, it should be the same idea. I would say you should be getting the same idea and the same concept. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Darshan. So another question is, are there any training opportunity to universities abroad for both courses? Yes, we do, but we don't want to drag on that. So I'll be showing you the program brochure, the QR code later, so you all can go and check it out, yeah? And this is to Dr. Yanni. What is the pathway to pursue medical biotechnology?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Shamala. So basically, the pathway to pursue medical biotechnology as well as biomedical science will be the same now. Okay, prospective students will need to get a pre-U degree that could be anything from our own foundations, A levels, STPM if you are local students, right? OSMED and etc. Again, the information can actually be obtained from the program brochure, in which we will share in a while.
Okay, we also have one interesting question here. I'm just trying to pick as much as possible, yeah? So we still have some time. Okay, what has been the most challenging module or lab experiments that you all counted so far in your respective course? Very interesting.
So we'll get the students to answer this.
Yeah.
Can I answer that?
Yeah.
Because we just finished our semester 4 like a month ago. So for me, the most challenging module so far, it's called Bioprocess Technology. So this module, right, it focuses on how biotech is applied on industrial scale. You learn about fermentation, bioreactors, upstream, downstream processing, all those very technical things that it is very different from any subjects that you have taken before, right? And it actually pushed me out of my comfort zone. And but at the same time, it helped me to understand how um, discoveries made in laboratory can eventually become products that are used in real world.
True. Thank you, Coco. I mean, like, of course, this is a personal thoughts. Like, she would think that process is hard, but I believe, yeah, I agree that process is hard, among all the subjects that we have in semester 4. Yes, what about other students here?
Maybe I'd like to share. I think when it comes to maybe I'll answer like a difficult or a tricky practical experiment that we did. I can remember clearly it was genomic PCR. So PCR was really completely new when the first time I tried. It's actually a semester 4 module under genomics and molecular diagnostics. And when I did PCR the first time, I had to work with my lab mates. The first thing you have to learn is the master mix. Those calculations are really important. Just small number mistake can change everything. And and like not only that, your pipetting skills, like you must be really careful with how much of the protein or liquid that you add into your small tubes, and also measuring them, getting the reading at the end, the results, and comparing them. So for us was when we did the practical, we were so serious about it, and our lecturer said, definitely you guys won't get the exact same answer as your reference. And we tried our best. We accepted the challenge. We were doing it, and at the end, the results were completely different. Um, we were all like really like baffled, and the lecturer revealed at the end the what we were working on was just plain water. So we did all that. We were so careful. We were like, oh my God, I spilled some. Am I like in trouble? It's so expensive. What do I do? You know, we were panicking for no reason. Yeah, biggest prank.
So
Can I
we
add
teach
on
you
on
all,
that?
we teach you all to troubleshoot,
Yes, yes.
induce critical
Um,
thinking. Yes, Stevelyn.
Okay, so when Darshan was talking about like how we were doing like PCR carefully and pipetting skill, even though the sample was actually plain water, but the main purpose of that was to teach us how to handle and practice our skills. Because in semester 5, we have this model as our final year project where we are actually doing real sample, real tests and everything to get a good result. And to get a good results, it all comes down to this foundational skills like pipetting and making sure everything is accurate and correct. And we get to learn all these skills throughout our semester 1 all the way to sem 5. So it's a very good, like challenging, but also achieving when you realize that you fell 5 times and finally you've had that one time that you got a very, very good result. And it's because you have a very good skill and you were able to get it correctly. So that's what I feel like.
Okay. I'll take a few more questions, yeah. So what kind of job can biomedical science leads to? I think the students can answer this already. Yeah, Stevelyn?
What kind of job? Okay, so I think like Darshan mentioned before, like biomedical science is actually a very versatile and diverse course. So the very first thought when people think about biomedical science is to work in like hospital labs, but that's not the only choice. So your other choices you can is like maybe you can pursue your master and PhD to do something in research and become a lecturer in the future. Or if you don't want that, you don't want to be a teacher, it's fine. You can also venture into the industry. So in the industry, there's actually a lot of opportunity in like maybe um clinical trials. You can also do insurance. But when I say insurance, it's not about like, selling insurance to people. It's more on the part where you are doing underwriter and also medical claims. Like people, they went to accident and then they want to claim their money. They go to this medical claims and underwriters. So you can do that as a biomedical scientist. And I believe in our brochure, there are also a lot more choices that they say. So you guys can actually also look at that. But there's actually a lot to do. So it's not only confined to a lab. You can go out to the world and explore your own way. Yeah.
Darshan, you want to add on anything?
So I think Stevlin covered quite a lot, but in general, with a biomedical science degree, is like what I mentioned, is like a passport to many entry-level positions. And it's not about getting into the job at the end of the day, if that's what you're looking for. It's if you want to progress further, then you definitely have to pick up a few more skills. You know, you have to stand out from the rest. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, I'll get one question for medical biotech here. So, okay, so basically this question, they're comparing research company in Singapore and Australia. So biotech student future job opportunity, is that certain? I think the question have been answered, but maybe we can just wrap up, Dr. Yanni, or any of the students here.
Yes, it's more or less the same with the very
Yeah,
first questions that we discussed.
I
But
think
of
it's
course,
we have to tell them that we don't just specifically focus on that one particular area, right, Dr. Yanni?
Mm-mm.
There's
But
many things to
actually,
do.
yeah, of course, biotech graduates from Malaysia doesn't mean that you can only work in Malaysia. You can actually go overseas, okay? Our alumni data from the past, okay, up to MB122, the recent graduated cohort, we actually show a very, very strong employability percentage that is roughly 70% employed and 30% actually went for further studies. And among these 70% alumni who actually had a job, they work not just locally in Malaysia, but as well as in overseas. Yeah, so in our program, actually, this year itself, we constantly arranging a alumni webinar where we invite our alumni to give a talk or share experience on their current job scopes, okay, just to engage with our current students. So we prepare our students well in the industry exposure. Yeah, I think that's pretty much that I want to talk about regarding these questions. Yes. Thank you, Dr. Shamala.
Any student want to add on, or we can move on, Dr. Yanni?
I think we can move on because
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
10
So
minutes.
I'll just take a last question. Yeah.
Mm.
This is very interesting. Okay, so I think this can lead to a debate then. So in Malaysia, which course is easier to find job, biomed or biotech? Okay. So yeah, we are actually not downgrading, right? It's obviously like based on the interest, right? So what you are
Mm.
interested in. So can I have medical biotech first? Yeah, maybe you wanted to just add on some point before we pass to
Our students.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I mean like
basically yeah. So it's
in the end,
basically
it depends on the passion of our students, what they want to do. As I mentioned, our employability data set actually show a very strong profile that there's no problem in finding job in you with a biotech degree. Yeah, I think that's pretty much somewhat. So in the end,
yeah.
is what they like lah. If there's a job offer, will they take it? Is it something that they are keen at? So getting a job is not hard, yeah, with a biotech degree. Because it's
Yeah,
so
so
diverse, you see, you can venture into so many different sectors. What about BM? Yeah.
yeah, totally agree, Dr. Yani. Because most of the time, right, now we are able to show our employability rate. So both the
Mm,
program have high employability rate in terms of percentage. And you
yeah.
won't believe it that most of the time, like upon going to the GTP partners, right, graduate training
Mm,
program
true.
partners, most of the students secured job,
Mm,
but they reject because they wanted to pursue into postdoc. I mean, like postgraduate studies, right? They want to do their masters or PhD, right? So the
yeah.
opportunity is always there, but that depends on what the students want to do next. What is their
Mm,
future undertakings, right?
true.
So yeah, both the programs you definitely can find job in Malaysia or overseas. Yeah, we can guarantee you that. Okay, can we move on, Dr. Yani?
Yeah, maybe
I
one
will.
last questions to our student panelists here.
Yeah,
Not
sure,
easy
sure.
to gather them all here. What is the final advice that you will give to your juniors considering this program? Yeah, just one last questions. Then we move on. Anyone
Okay.
who wants to pick up this question? Yes.
Yeah, I would like to answer this question
Yeah.
because this advice that I'm about to give really comes from my personal experience. I'd like to give two advices to anyone who's watching.
Mm,
Um, Number one, before you choose a bioscience program, you know, um, take your precious time to really explore and understand the core concepts of different disciplines, because it's not just biotechnology, it's not just biomed science. We have microbiology, we have so many others. We have biochemistry, we have genetics, we have other life science fields as well. So as each area has its own focuses and career opportunities, choose a program that you can align with like the most and genuinely interests you, like what I'm doing right now. And then the second advice, oh my God, this is the most important one, time management. I'm still working on mine, honestly, but it would be perfect if you could, have some time to develop time managing skills before you begin your degree. Yeah, it'll be most helpful.
What about Dashan?
Yeah, I'd like to add.
Mm,
Actually, like as a final year student, like I've learned quite a bit. Some of them the hard way, But my biggest piece of advice is that it's okay to not have all the answers. Because honestly, in science, it like no one has all the answers. And when you're in this field, you'll quickly learn that the moment you find the answer to one question, two more will appear. And that's okay. That's how it's supposed to be. And that's how science works. And the important thing is that you are moving forward, you're learning from it. And rather than just giving up because it's confusing or overwhelming, you're growing. And if you bring a good attitude and stay genuinely interested in what you're doing and just keep going at it, you don't have to chase everything down. Like the answers, the opportunities, and the path that you're looking for will eventually come running to you. Yeah. So good luck.
Thank you, Darshan. Yeah, a very nice piece of advice from our students. Unfortunately, due to the time constraint, we couldn't listen more to our two student panelists. Yeah, Dr. Shamala, what should we do next?
Okay, so can we have a quick poll for you guys? Just 3 questions, right? So I'm actually posting it here. Can you all see? So we would really appreciate if you could take a moment to participate in these 3 questions. Can you all see the question, guys? Our students here?
No. I think from my side, I can't see.
Dr. Yanni, you can try to launch.
Yes, maybe I can try. Okay,
Yeah,
give me
try
a
to
second.
launch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's appearing now.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm.
Do you need a QR code? So probably we can spend a minute or two, okay, while waiting the responses. Yeah.
Yeah. So we are getting answers. Yeah.
Very
That's
good.
nice. Come on, guys, just 3 questions. Is that so? I don't see the percentage increasing, right? So Dr. Yanni, can we stop it here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so yeah, thank you for sharing the results, right? Okay, so let us have a quick go through here. Yeah, number one, which program is generally more associated with emerging technology and industry innovation? So you can see 86% is telling medical biotech. Yes, so medical biotech is obviously to do more with technology, industry, innovations, and all. Okay, so well done. Okay, so number two, which program is most closely linked to healthcare diagnostics and laboratory medicine? So 86% again. Okay, on biomedical science. Yes, when you tell biomedical science, the core business is diagnostics and also laboratory medicine. And the third one, so which statement is more accurate? Okay, so we have 93% giving us the right answer. Biomedical science and medical biotech share similarities but differ in focus areas. So that's so fantastic to know that whatever that we are communicating today reach you. Yeah. So just to summarize, so biomedical science, obviously, diagnose and understand diseases. When you talk about medical biotech, so you develop technology and solutions, right? So we can stop sharing and I can quickly share my screen so that we can I can show you the QR for our brochures. Yeah.
Mm.
1 second. Okay, so can you all see my screen here?
Yes.
Okay, so this is our program brochure, guys. So let's say if you're interested with medical biotech or biomedical science, you want to know more information, so please kindly go through these brochures. So if let's say you have any question, you can always contact our admission unit, right? So the next one, I would also like to invite all of you, those in KL especially, but if let's say overseas you want to fly over, also can, right? For our IMU University's open day on 14 June 2026. So from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Technology Park campus. This is our new campus, yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'll be there.
obviously this will, yeah, Dr. Yanni. Yes,
I'll be there. Sorry.
sure, go on.
I'll be there. And by the way, just to additional information regarding the program brochure, you can actually just Google search IMU Biomedical Science, and the link will pop up. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Thank you so much. So for our open day, right, you really have a huge advantage. Why? Because that's a great opportunity for you to visit our campus and meet our academic staff. So I'll be there, Dr. Yanni will be there. So yeah, so talk to us, so learn about what are the pathways that you wanted to explore, the programs, the scholarships and all that, right? So yeah, we are reaching the end. So thank you everyone for joining us this evening. And we hope today's session has given you a clear understanding on the similarities and also differences between biomedical science and medical biotechnology. And we believe that this session have helped you to identify which pathways can best fit your interest, strength, and future career aspiration. My big thank you to our moderator, Dr. Yanni, and all our wonderful students here, Coco, Stevelin, Shivani, Darshan, for sharing your valuable experience and insights. So choosing a degree program is obviously an important decision, and we hope that the perspective that we shared with you today can provide you the information needed for you to make a right decision or right choice, right? So whether your passion lies in disease diagnostic, clinical laboratory science, or biotechnology innovation, molecular research, or healthcare advancement, IMU University offers exciting opportunities to help you to achieve your goal. So we look forward to welcome many of you to IMU University in the near future. With that, see you again in our next live talk. Thank you very much. Good night.